Very good afternoon and welcome to the fantastic facility that is the PwC suite here at Platform 94 in Merview. Before I go any further, last night's Junior Cup draw, for the first time since I started doing this, and it's been a couple of years, I have been given out to by not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8, but all 10 teams that were drawn out and not given buys. But anyway, if you want to see that draw in full, it's from last night. Keep an eye out for it. And by the way, my apologies, but I didn't make the draws. You can blame Brian and Jimmy for that. Anyway, this afternoon, completely different situation, and it's going to be very special. The cup draws in schools rugby are a competition all onto themselves, and not just one but 6. We have got the Junior C, or Development as they're calling it this year, Junior B and A Cup competition draws to come. And by the way, I'm holding the cup for the Connacht Schools Junior A competition. Now, I have to say, this cup has been around a long time. In fact, as I look through it, we're going way back to probably the early days of the competition. But before I go any further, I'm also going to show you something that's going to be handed to the teams for this year, this coming season. And this is the new Junior Cup. Thanks, Cathal. Now, the new Junior Cup, as you can see, it's also quite heavy. This is only been in existence for 2 years or 2 seasons already. This is the cup that's going to be handed to the winners of the Junior A Cup competition later on in the season. But it is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to leave it down here at the base because we are in the lines of tradition which Connacht Rugby are so famous for. We are going to draw for the Junior Cups from the original, and someone argues still the best, but you know, we'll give it time. Jean McConnell is the chair of the schools committee. Thank you so much for joining me. And
You're
Jean,
welcome, John.
You know what? We talk about the junior and senior cup competitions, and you say them almost in a silenced, hushed tone because they are that reverent. They're just so special.
Absolutely. It's so exciting to be involved once again this year, and from getting to know some of the schools in the different cups, it is a highlight of those schools' year, trying to compete for maybe not this beauty here, but the other cups involved, and it is a culmination of all their hard work. So it's great to be involved again.
It really is. And you know what? I mean, the Development Cup is so special to the schools that are involved because for some, it might be the beginning of a rugby journey. For others, it could be the continuation of early days. You know, these are the competitions, regardless of whether you play in whatever level it is. To get to that final, it's such a big day to be involved in a schools cup final. No matter where you are in the country, it's one of those occasions that people don't forget.
It is, and for some schools even winning a game is like a cup final as well. As you said, if they've started off in rugby, they're starting their school's journey or their rugby journey in schools and maybe go out to clubs as well. Maybe winning one game is for them a cup final, but then for the ones who do progress through the competition, they'll never forget that day.
No, absolutely.
Win, lose or draw, they'll never forget it.
And may I remind people, a lot of people, may I say, myself included, never played schools rugby. So, you know, to watch these new schools and, dare I say it, new teams involved in it. I don't know how many teams, 50-something teams are involved in cup competitions in this province. I mean, you take 20 years ago, it was not even half that. So, I mean, the development of the game, and it's a word I love, is development, because that's exactly what the schools are doing. They're developing the game.
Absolutely. Connacht Rugby is really progressive and supporting all the new schools coming into the competitions. And I think for 2 of the competitions today, we have more new schools who didn't enter the league, who are just getting in for a taster for the cup. And it can only get better. Things can only get better as the song goes.
And there's always great crowds at these games. And if anybody who has been to Dexcom in previous years can attest to, if you're there at a Schools Cup final day, you're there at a special one. It'll be probably a little different this year, different venues for finals and what have you. But it doesn't matter because those clubs will go to great lengths to make it a big occasion for all teams.
Absolutely. The noise will be incredible. Bring your earplugs because just the amount of teachers and supporters and families, and I think for an awful lot for families can get to see the matches because the games are during the week. They don't always get to do that, so it is a huge occasion for the school communities, for Connacht Rugby, but also for the families as well. So.
And may I say, there's quite a few who are probably very happy to go to games. The chances of they might have the afternoon off as well. But anyway, Shin Scale with that one, Jean.
Exactly.
We are going to move to the draws now. We're going to start with the Junior Development Cup. Now, before I go any further, I'm just going to give you a rough outline of how these draws are going to be held. There are going to be pools drawn, and there are going to be top seeds, and bottom seeds, and you're going to have unseeded teams. Now, the way they have been ranked, it can be taken in a whole lot of different ways, how they finished in the league, if they made league finals, for example, or so on. All details are on the Connacht Rugby website, full line of how it all worked out. So if you are kind of missing out on how it goes, don't worry, I got confused too. It takes a bit of getting used to, but everything is on the Connacht Rugby website, and they're only too happy to give you any information that you need through there. We're going to start with the Development Cup. The Development Cup is probably, of the 3 Junior Cup competitions, the one with the most teams, which is brilliant for the development of the game. But we also will have 4 pools. Those 4 pools will have a top seed, they will have a bottom seed, and they will have unseeded teams. The 2 unseeded teams are in the middle. First thing we were going to do, we're going to draw the 4 teams that will be top seeds, and I have them here in front of me. And the 4 teams that are top seeds for the Connacht Development Cup, this is the Connacht Junior Development Cup, are as follows. They are St. Gerald's College in Castlebar. I'll drop that in. Next up, St. Raphael's College, Loughrea. Our 3rd top seed is Calasanchez College, in Oranmore. And finally, St. Mary's College in Ballygar, school that in fact had a great tradition of schools rugby going back over the years, and a couple of great lads that I know went to and played their stuff with them. So Jean, if you could draw out the first team. Now this team will be the top seed in Pool A. So the top seed in Pool A are St. Raphael's College, Loughrea. The top seed in Pool B, if you would draw that for me, please. And they are Calasanchez. And just make sure I've that written right. C.
Spell it right.
St. Mary's College, Ballygar. And finally in D, the top seed are St. Gerald's College in Castlebar. Now, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do at this stage. What we're going to do is I now have the teams that will be the bottom seeds. So these are going to be the bottom seeds now for those 4 respective pools. And they are Jesus and Mary in Enniscrone, Connacht na Curbaha, or Curba, depends what part of the Gaelic you come from, Clarence College in Athenry, and finally Portumna Community School. So they are our 4 bottom seeds for the Connacht Junior Development Cup. And Jean, if you would draw the first team out, this will be the bottom seed in Pool A, and they are Jesus and Mary Enniscrone. The bottom in Pool B are Connacht na Curba. In C is Clarence College, Athenry. And finally, D is Portumna Community School. So we now have our top seeds and bottom seeds for the 4 respective pools, but it's now time to find out who is drawn with them. And here are the 8 teams that are deemed as unseeded, and they will be drawn out. What we're going to do is we'll draw one team will go into A, B, C and D, and then we'll follow up with the following team. So we're going to start with Clifton Community School. We'll put that into the cup. Next up, Presentation College, Headford. Our next team are Gort Community School. Next up, Connacht Huron, Athlone. Next up are Gallen Community School. Team with a fantastic history in the competition. In fact, won the Senior Cup back in 2004. Santa Maria College, Louisburg. Merlin College, Galway. And finally, Carrick Community School in Carrick and Shannon. And of course, Carrick and Shannon, a team that are absolutely flying in the adult game at the moment and working really well with the underage development. So Jean, if you would draw our first team, this will be the first team in Pool A, first of our unseeded teams, and they will be with St. Raphael's College, Loughrea, and Jesus and Mary Enniscrone, and it is Merlin College. So Merlin College in the city of Galway. Now, the first team in this is for Pool B, and it's Carrick Community School. And in Pool C will go Clifton Community School. Now, just before we say any more, St Mary's Ballygar and Clarence College, a nice trip if they are going to Clifton, or if Clifton have to go there. And finally in D, this is the next of our unseeded teams, and they are Connacht Huron Athlone. So just a quick scribble, so make sure I've got that right. And I can't even read my own writing sometimes. Anyway, the fourth and final team for Pool A are.
There's 3 more left in there now.
There is. It's Gort Community School. So I'm just going to mention here, Gort Community School are with St Raphael's College Loughrea, Merlin College and Jesus and Mary in Niscrone. B, and the next team drawn now with Calasanchez, Carrick and Connacht Schools. It is Headford. Or Presentation College Headford. In C, alongside St Mary's Ballygar, Clifton and Clarence College are Sancta Maria College Louisburg. Now that is some serious trips when they're drawn. That, remember, this is pool game, so the teams are playing 3 times. And finally, Gallen Community School. Actually, it's interesting, Gallen and Portumna are just down the road from each other, actually, pretty much. So they are our 4 teams for the Connacht Junior Development Cup in schools rugby, and I'm going to just recap them now for the minute. In A, you've got St Raphael's College Loughrea, Merlin College, Gort Community School and Jesus and Mary in Niscrone. In B, Calasanchez College Oranmore, Carrick Community School, Presentation College Headford and Connacht Schools. Group C will be St Mary's Ballygar, Clifton Community School, Santa Maria College Louisburg and Clarence College. And in Group D, St Gerald's Castlebar, you've got Connacht Huron Athlone, Gallen Community School and Portumna. They are the 4 pools for the Connacht Junior Development Cup for 2024-25. First round of games will be announced in due course, released to all schools and published on the Connacht Rugby website. Jean, quick reaction. I must admit, there are some very, very interesting pairings in all of those groups, and I mentioned slightly, maybe I didn't mean to be flippant about it, but like Gallen and Portumna would be an interesting game. Ballygar going to Clifton. You know, you've got a couple of I think it's a very fair draw. I think it's well spread out, and each of those teams will fancy their chances.
I think they will. It's fantastic that we have so many teams in the Development Cup, and I suppose the whole aim is that they then go on into the B Cup. I think every school will give it 100%, whether they're home or away, or no matter how far they have to travel. And that's why, I'd like to thank all the teachers and the coaches that are involved with that, because it's a huge commitment. And because they are pools and not knockout, it's even bigger again for the schools.
You touched on something, and I know, of course, with your own school and the work that you've done over the past couple of years, and what they've done in Sligo is in general. I mean, more and more schools have got involved and whatever. But for a lot of those kids who see that draw, they will get that little swell of excitement, that little buzz they get when they hear it, and they go, "My, that was my school's name. And who are these guys? Are they any good?" The questions start to go through, the head starts to race. I mean, that was for me as a kid growing up. And you just built up to that opening game because it's for those brief few days. It's your school, it's you, it's your team that everyone's talking about.
Absolutely. And for some of them, the bus trip will be one of the most exciting things, and maybe stopping for the burgers on the way home. But
always a highlight.
It's always a highlight, absolutely, and essential. But they will, and now they're able to go onto YouTube and perhaps see other schools having played and go on and see maybe finals last year. And as I said, the excitement is really, really going to build.
And I shouldn't say this because, we all talk about development, but there is a competitive element. These teams may have met in the league. There might be, I won't say a score to settle, but, the fact that they have met maybe previously, I remember them, we played them, this happened, that happened. And while they will do it on the field, and our officials, I want to thank the referees, because without that, games can't be played, and we must stress that. And the Connacht Rugby referees, lads, I tip my hat to every single time I see you, apart from when I give out to you. But they they are the people who make these games happen, and that's why these games become occasions and why they become so enjoyable especially for the neutrals.
Absolutely. I mean, the referees are, for schools games, they have to give up time in the middle of the working week, and that is very, very awkward as well. So we're very thankful to the ARCB and school affiliate referees as well. There's so much support there. We can't do it without the referees, so we'll have to, as you said, tip your hat to them.
Absolutely, and in fairness to them, you will not meet a harder working bunch of lads and ladies, may I add, that will be looking after these games throughout the rest of the season. We're now going to move, I'm going to hand them over, just make sure that's empty. Yeah, so we're now going to move to the Junior B Cup. This is a little different as regards the format. We're going to have top and bottom seeds again, but we only have 2 pools this time. And there will be a top seed in each pool, there will be a bottom seed in each pool, and there will be an unseeded team. And we have 3 of them. So if we could have the top seeds, first of all, for the Junior B Cup. This is an interesting competition, actually won by Pres Athenry in last season. They beat Connacht Schools 23 points to 5. And in fact, as I look at the teams that are here, they have won it over the past number of years. The likes of Gort Community School, the likes of Connacht Schools, who have won it twice in 3 years. Their win over Connacht in fact, was a classic. You've got Athlone Community School and Connacht shared it in 2020 for obvious reasons. But the year before that, we had one of the best games I think anyone will see in a long time. And that was when St. Jarlath's College Tuam, they beat Pres Athenry 22-15 at Dexcom. That was an absolute classic. So, you know, you're not going to be disappointed when it comes to top quality rugby in the Junior B Cup. And we're now going to go through our top seeds. These are our top seeds. Remember, there was only 2. So they are Dunmore Community School. Dunmore Community School, phenomenal work done by them in the past number of years. And Rice College in Westport, a school, or dare I say an academy, that has thrown up its fair share of legendary players over the years. I'm not going to name names. I won't be allowed to show my face in Westport ever again if I do. So
don't.
I won't. If you want to go with the first, the top seed in Pool A are Dunmore. So Dunmore Community School are the top seed in Pool A, and that makes Rice College the top seed in Pool B. Now we move to the bottom seeds. These are our 2 bottom seeds. And again, just to show the camera, we've got Connacht in Salt Hill. They would like to get back to the final in that, no doubt. And Athlone Community College. So there are bottom seeds. So Jean, if you would just draw the bottom seeds in this one. And they are, Athlone will be in, Athlone will be in A alongside Dunmore. And Connacht will be in B, and they will be in with Rice College in Westport. So now we move on to our unseeded teams. There are 3, as we mentioned. We're going to go A, B, A. So the 3 teams are, and a school that has grown and grown in recent years, Connacht Schools, they're in Clare Galway. We also have Presentation College Athenry. And finally, St. Jarlath's College in Tuam. So Jean, if you would draw the first team, this team will be in Group A, and they are Presentation College Athenry. So, and the next team in Pool B with Rice College and Connacht and it will be Connacht Schools. Ooh-wee. I already sense we have got a couple of absolute cracking games. And just to mention and just finish up here, and it's St. Jarlath's College that are in. Oh, lovely. Right, forgive me for smiling, but if you know anything about geography in Galway, you'll know why. Dunmore, Pres Athenry, St. Jarlath's College Tuam, and Athlone Community College in Pool A. And in Pool B, Rice College, Connacht Schools, and Connacht Jean. I don't know if you teach geography, but you've picked a couple of crackers.
Well, I didn't do it on purpose. But yes, I can just see your excitement. I can just imagine how the schools are going to feel about it as well. It's fantastic.
Well, St. Jarlath's and Dunmore. I mean, what a game that's going to be. And Pres Athenry Athlone. You know, it's actually great. I mean, there's probably teachers breathing a massive sigh of relief.
Yes.
Because they won't have to go to Westport, for example. You know. But then for Rice College, Connacht Schools and Connacht Anya, another local derby, so to speak, with Connacht Schools and Connacht Anya. So.
And with the derbies come more families and more supporters, and more noise.
And very good chance a lot of these lads might be playing other sports together.
Yes.
So you're going to have lads playing against each other who might be friends on a social level. So this is really what is going to make it special. I'll go through that draw once again in a couple of minutes. But we're now going to move on to the Junior A. I'm sorry, I can't stop smiling after that. That's an amazing draw. I'm going to move to Junior A, and they 2 pools of 4. Straightforward. This competition first played for in I think 1913. It is very, very special. In fact, if I look at it, in 1913 it was played, and the record holders, by the way, are Garbley College. They have won the competition 43 times, the last coming in 2019. But if I look down through the list of names of teams that have won this competition, you've got Marist in Athlone, Sligo Grammar School, the Jazz, Ranelagh College in Athlone, Portumna Community School, Calais Sanchez, Summerhill won it in they got to the final in 2023. And they do have a win, actually, with one of them from that particular year. St. Gerard's College, Clifton, Galway Vocational School, back in 1969. St. Murdoch's got to 2 finals and unfortunately lost them both. So we are in for a fascinating and exciting draw for this Connacht Junior Cup. This is the Junior A Cup. So if we can get our teams for the top seeds for the Junior A Cup, I'm getting mad excited with the whole thing that's going on. And let's go through our top seeds. Remember, just 2 pools in this, and they are St. Joseph's College and Sligo Grammar School. So Jean, if you would draw the top team, please, in A, and that is St. Joseph's College. And next up is Sligo Grammar. Right, so there we have it. Now, we have got 4 non-seeded teams. I want to just add that as well. So if we could have our 4 bottom seeds now, or 2 bottom seeds I should say, in A and B, and they are the Jazz, Connacht Schools, and St. Murdoch's College in Ballina. St. Murdoch's College in Ballina. So there are our 2 bottom seeds for the Junior A Cup for 2024-25, and the Jazz, Connacht Schools, are in with St. Joseph's, and St. Murdoch's are in with Sligo Grammar. I think, if memory serves me right, they have met a couple of times in the past, and they have been thrillers, in fact, if I may say. Now we're going to move to our unseeded teams. And you know, when you look at these teams, you definitely understand the respect that they have in the overall game. Summerhill College, of course, Sligo. CBS Roscommon, former winners of the Junior Cup. More than likely to be playing the games in Craigs. You've got the great Garbley College in Ballinasloe, our record holders with the amount of wins, and Marist College in Athlone. Jean, if you would, please. Our next team, this is in A, and it's CBS Roscommon. So CBS Roscommon in with St. Joseph's and Connacht Schools. Then B will be Garbley with Sligo Grammar. I think some coaches are going to love this. Next up in the A again, and this is Summerhill. And finally, our last team in the Junior A Cup pool draw, and they are Marist. So we have our pools for the Junior A Cup for 2024-2025, and they are St. Joseph's College, CBS Roscommon, Summerhill and Connacht Schools in Pool A, and in Pool B, Sligo Grammar, Garbley College, Marist College, and St. Murdoch's. And like we have said with all of the pool draws, the first round of games will be announced in due course and will be published on the Connacht Rugby website and on their social media channels. And Jean, before we go, just overall, I was getting so excited about Junior B, but Junior A, mouth-watering.
Absolutely. I mean, there have been some amazing league games, and to think that they go up a gear for the cup, and maybe some players have returned, and they're going to be some crackers, as you said.
Oh my God, they're going to be absolutely incredible. And you know what, you could pick any one of, because each team obviously play 3 times.
Yes.
So each and every one of those games, cliched as it sounds, each and every one of those games is like a cup final.
Yes.
And everyone can beat everyone.
Well, that's the joy of it.
You know, that's just what's so special about this. Jean, thank you so much. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. And to all teams involved in the Junior Cup, we just wish you the very, very best of luck it is going to be very special. We are going to take a very quick break for a couple of moments while we get things organised for the Senior Cup draw. But for the moment, we'll be right after this. Don't forget to leave a comment as well below if you'd like to give us your thoughts on what the cup draws mean to you. But for the moment, we'll be right back in a minute.